The other thing too is like when they initially said about the no parking, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's no parking. Why is everybody making such a big deal about it?" It's like, well, hello, any little thing that happens in this community, someone's going to make a big deal about it, okay?
That's right.
Especially when it starts affecting people's bottom line, their livelihood. Now, if you look at the funeral home, they were saying, well, and then you also have the church, okay? On a Sunday mass, you have people that have to park on the other side of the street or at the fire hall and
That's
walk
right.
there now. Some of the elders are like, it's far for me to go. They're older up,
Right.
in age. I mean, let's give a little bit of respect and consideration.
Right.
Now, funerals, respect and consideration. I mean, in a community of, where almost everyone knows each other and people are related, you have some funerals that are huge.
Yep.
Both streets are lined. Are you going to go and ticket all those people? Well, no. That's a special occasion. Okay, so how do you
Justify.
that it's, okay, I understand what you're saying, it's a special occasion.
Right.
But how do you justify the differentiation of how you're treating a situation from one end of town to the other?
Where someone is parking for 5 minutes, getting a cup of coffee, or
yeah.
parking, X amount of time at a funeral,
At a funeral.
which is equally
Yeah.
both in a lot
If
of
you're going
people's
to apply
situations.
the law, it
you know.
has to be free of
Exceptions.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's where we get into trouble in this community.
Yeah.
Because some people, there's exceptions. Some others, there's no exceptions.
I mean,
And that's where people have a problem.
yeah. Well,
Anyways,
I'm sure we'll hear more about that one for sure.
call our hotline.
yeah.
We want to hear from you on this or email us.
The number's right below. You
Yeah.
can call us or email us and offer your sense of opinion on
Can
this
be
issue.
anonymous.
Yeah, and can be anonymous, of
anonymous,
course.
yeah.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about
Big
spring
announcement.
and a very big announcement.
Very big.
Very big. Coming
tuned.
up. Stay tuned. Yeah. Well, welcome back to the program. Big announcement. You're gonna have to wait. Just a few minutes anyway.
A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more. But we definitely want to talk about, and this just came in as we went to commercial. The MCK is saying that they're cutting pensions. What's the?
Well, we're going to get to the root of it in a few seconds, but Mohawk TV did get wind of it via some of the sources that we have in the community, and saying that some of the upcoming retirees that are looking to take leave in the next 2 years were sent a letter saying that they would only receive 75% of their pension. So we're going to go to that story now and get some more details.
Last year, going back to actually a year and a half ago, September 2008, the beginning of the U.S. financial crash was beginning. It bottomed out basically mid-March 2009, about March 13th, March 14th. A review was done as of March 31st, so our pension actually was considered insolvent as of March 31st. The first side is how much money we have versus how much benefits people have as of March 31st, 2009. So that's if the plan, let's say, was dissolved. We had more than enough in terms of cash. But when you start planning into the future, when people are retiring, you have to build growth, investment growth into the plan. So we're $13 million shy looking into the future.
Okay.
It was about 18%. We were 81.8% solvent. So we were 18.2% short. Of course, we're concerned when we knew the amount was going to be high. When we got the report, we're concerned. But when we researched compared to other pension plans, we're actually in pretty good shape. Like I said, the financial crash, the U.S., North American markets, really around the world never saw a crash this far, this fast. If our pension actual review was done December 31st or June 30th, that was our anniversary dates, we would have been in a lot better financial position. Our insolvency would have been a lot smaller.
Some people might say, well, what business is it of the Mohawk Council to invest our money into the stock market?
Mm-hmm. A pension fund, a standard asset mix for a pension fund is so much is put into fixed term assets like bonds and treasury bills, etc. And a certain amount has to be invested in equity just to reach the level of growth needed for a pension fund to sustain itself. Our particular pension fund needs 7% growth, average, of course, over the long term. Some years we'll have 20% growth, some years we'll have negative 1% growth. Just so happened as of March 31st, 2009, we were way down. The timing of the review wasn't in our favor. So overall, our plan is it's very well managed. It's not just the MCK that's governing the plan. It's a committee of other organizations. The Ed Center is involved, Cultural Center, KSCS, Fire Brigade, Peacekeepers. They all have individual reps on the pension committee. Yeah, so these decisions that are made, they're not made by MCK standalone. They have to be passed through the committee. So the strategy is to wait until we're solvent. Probably not this March 31st, it'll be next year. Do an actuarial review, prove to OSFI that we're solvent, and okay, the pension plan's fine,
Meaning
we don't
that
have to
you're
make
not
payment.
short.
Yeah, we're not short. Technically, a pension plan is only obligated to pay a retiree the percentage of solvency in terms of retirement benefits of the last actuarial review, which is 81.2%. Our committee was very, very adamant in saying anybody retires, they get paid 100%. So the committee is not looking at playing by the rules, they're looking at the best interests of the members. That was unanimous and very, very strong. In terms of the members, if they have any questions, if rather than build up their stress or be worried about, they can pick up the phone and call Jimmy Jacobs and myself. We can answer all their questions. I've been answering questions individually. Over the last 2 weeks, Jimmy and Ida Montour have answered. She's our pension person here at the MCK. Been answering a lot of questions. So if they have any questions, feel free. The letter was a starting point. We're hoping people would come and ask questions about it so we can explain it, and that was the goal of it.
Well, there was a couple Ganawagirdono who had an opportunity of a lifetime to go to Vancouver for a great youth conference. The conference ended this past Monday, but they got an opportunity to do a whole lot of networking.
Yeah.
And
it's called Gathering Our Voices.
Yeah.
Gathering Our Voices, and there were 6 representatives from Kahnawake along with Chief John D. Delormier who had traveled down there. And according to some of the reports that we're getting back is that they had a really great time.
I can imagine. I
Yeah.
mean, first and foremost, you're young, you're going to Vancouver, you're traveling, you're representing the community. That is exciting. But I actually spoke to a friend of mine who actually attended the Gathering Our Voices, who was they call him a rover. It's a person who just walks around and just makes sure everyone's all in check. And he had said that it was a great time.
Yeah,
had by
it was
all.
pretty big too, right?
Yeah,
like
it was
from what
very
I
big.
understand. So
Very big.
hopefully we'll get something, because as of airtime we haven't officially talked to anybody yet. But hopefully we can go to a comment from somebody at some point before the end of the program. But congratulations to all the youth who represented Kahnawake well out in Vancouver.
Absolutely. Hey, before we go to a commercial, I want to let people know that you need to listen to what we have coming up next. It's an opportunity for you guys to win some cash. Some good cash.
Mula.
Mula. We'll be back right after this on Zawana Aoriwa.